Here's my little pineapple that I'm gonna be making.
Here's my parrot. It's a 3-in-1, so I'm gonna be doing the parrot today.
Let's get right
Let's
into
open
it.
these bad boys while we talk about Scream.
I love Scream. Something about like that movie just makes me feel so nostalgic.
I think it was like one
Like-
of the first like scary movies that I've seen.
Me too. Like I remember as a kid watching it and like actually being kind of scared from it.
And like rewatching it now, I see all like the funny like parts
Yeah.
of it and the scary
Oh my
parts
gosh,
of it.
it's so good. It's like one of those movies where I know like every line, but I'll still watch it every day.
They make these so difficult to open.
Oh my god.
This is how it showed me to do it. Don't yell at me. The other side of the box looks good too, so we can keep that. Sorry. This is my first one with paper
Oh my
bags.
I've been seeing lots of people with the paper bags.
Paper bags, guys.
And I was wondering like when they were gonna start.
All right, here we go. Let me get my things out.
Oh my god.
I need the
These feel nice.
we're doing the parrot today, right? Like the texture of that bag is kind of slay. Okay, so this Scream movie came out in 96. I want to say like, so we're like peak kind of 90s situation going on, which is very important for this movie. I feel like it's just like, oh God.
What a time to be alive. I wish I was there for that.
I think I was like 2 years old when it came out. Not to age myself. Yeah, 2 years old. So obviously I didn't see it when it came out.
Imagine you did.
Maybe I did.
Maybe your parents brought you.
Maybe I did.
Who knows?
Maybe they rented it on a VHS.
Crazier things have happened.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I was there for the original. So, also had the biggest crush on Billy Loomis and Stu. What's it, Stu
my
Macher?
gosh. Stu Macher. I
Stu
think,
Macher.
yeah.
Ooh, these bags. She popped.
Oh my gosh.
I don't understand. I don't think I was supposed to open these at all.
What?
No, I'll need all the bags, right? I don't know. I've never built one of these 3-in-1s before. That's a lie. I have.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Alright.
So the opening scene is Casey.
Drew Barrymore.
Round of
Amazing.
applause.
Because literally,
Love it.
you think... Do you need the tape?
No.
Okay. I didn't know if it was going to be one of those Legos. Drew Barrymore, who was like, I would say peak fame at that
Yeah.
point. She was super famous, so when you see the movie open on her, you think she's the main character.
I wish she was the main character.
I know.
I can't believe she only had like one scene.
She had one scene, but
That's
left
crazy.
the most memorable
It was
moment. Like
the most important scene now, I feel.
it was so good because you kept thinking like, oh, she'll survive this because you know
It's
everything.
Drew Barrymore. Like,
It's
she
Drew
has to be the main
Barrymore.
character of this movie. She's not gonna die right
And
now.
like you know when she's making that Jiffy Pop,
oh my god.
it made me want popcorn so
Oh my
bad.
That's like one of like the most iconic things from the movie is the
I
Jiffy
know.
Pop.
So no other scary movie should be using Jiffy Pop for anything. Hear that, Annabelle?
Yeah, you hear that, Annie?
That's a straight call out to Annabelle.
You hear that, Anne?
And then her boyfriend, when the killer's like,
Steve.
Steve, poor Steve.
He literally
Like,
did nothing
he
wrong.
did nothing wrong.
I mean, not that Drew did anything wrong, but
Sweet baby Steve, R.I.P. He had like one like little half scene in the movie, and
But
he was gutted.
how did he get gutted if there was no one standing there? It doesn't show him being gutted.
It was one of them because it's spoiler alert. It's Billy and Stu. So
I know,
one of them
but-
was obviously there and would come out and do it while the other one was like on the phone. I always suck at like putting these pieces. Oh, there we go.
But did they do every murder together?
Yeah,
Or
there was
no?
always like I think somebody on the phone and somebody murdering.
Mm.
Like that's what I think it was. That's how they kept getting away with it.
So I always wondered, like, did they know about the other? Because they kind of played it off good to where, like,
Yeah, they
maybe they
did.
didn't necessarily
Because you
know
kind of think they were
who
the
the other
murderers.
person was killing. Yeah.
You kind of thought they were, but then you're like, no, they're like, Stu is too goofy to be a murderer.
Oh my gosh, he's such a dope.
And Billy is like too much of like a
Like a pretty boy.
pretty boy and like a red herring. Like you think it's gonna be him, so that then it's not gonna be him. Like
right,
you know
it's
what
like
I'm
too
talking
obvious. Like, it's
Yeah.
not gonna be Billy, but...
about? It's like it's too obvious. You know it's gonna be him, but
Spoiler alert.
spoiler alert, it was him. It was him all along.
Also, that opening
That's so
scene
weird.
where she sees her parents driving down the road Because she lives in the middle of nowhere.
And you think, and she's like, oh, I'm saved.
And they get home, they see the door open. They're like, oh no, call the police. And the mom picks up the phone and hears her, like, taking her last breaths. And they don't even realize that she's literally right outside.
Literally, though. You're like, go to the neighbors. And you're like, no, don't. She's right there.
Go to the Mackenzies. Why do they do... Who actually goes to their neighbors in times of need? For real.
Not this girl.
Like, if my daughter's missing, I'm not going to the Mackenzies. I'm going to the cops.
I'm not going to the Mackenzies.
Like, what?
Sorry, Mackenzies. I don't have time for that.
Mama's got to save your daughter.
Yeah. I wouldn't go to the Mackenzies if you were
I
in trouble.
wouldn't. Right.
I'd just save you.
Same.
But I know. I felt when she's answering the scary movies and they ask, like, who was the killer in Friday the 13th.
I know.
And she doesn't say the right one, but I know she's under pressure.
I know.
But I'm like, girl, come on. You love your horror movies. You've got to get it right. It's okay. You can't blame her, though. She did try her best.
She tried her best to save Steve.
Yeah.
Which
Poor
they would have...
Steve.
They would have died anyway, so...
Yeah. They were going to kill him no matter what, so we can't get mad at them.
Right.
For botching it. But, I mean, like, she did have a couple chances, and she, like, beefed it every time.
She did.
She kind of beefed it. She whiffed it. But it's okay. She's not the main character, so...
Yeah.
That doesn't fit.
So after that scene of her hanging from the tree, it cuts to Sydney's house, which Sydney obviously is the main character.
Neve Campbell.
And she's like sitting at her desk or whatever, and Billy climbs through her window and scares her.
So she's wearing her little nightgown, which I'm like, girl. Even in the 90s, I don't think people were wearing those, but okay.
I don't know. I feel like the occasional nightgown moment is cute. Like...
Yeah, but hers was like a muumuu. It wasn't like a nightgown. It was a straight muumuu.
It was turning Billy on.
He
said, yeah.
He said, I want some R ratings.
With that muumuu. Yeah, he was watching The Exorcist.
And he was getting hot.
It made me think of you. We're rated for television. All the good stuff was cut out. We're rated for television.
Right? I'm like, okay.
Because we find out that Sydney's mom, like, was murdered.
For kind of being a hoe.
A year ago to the day. So, apparently that makes her not want to get it on with Billy.
She doesn't want to do sexual stuff with Billy because, you know, her mother was freaking raped and murdered, so sorry.
So she's, like, triggered.
And he's kind of pressuring her a little bit.
He is. Like, give her some time.
Give her some space.
Like,
give her some time.
Deep breaths. Relax.
Her mother was freaking slaughtered, so...
Right. Like, in their house, right? Or, like, right outside in her car?
Yeah, it was close.
Close proximity.
She was close proximity. And then her dad is going on a business trip. Sydney's dad's going on a business trip, and he's trying to get in the room
when Billy's there. But I like the way her room is set up. So, like, her closet door opens up where the bedroom door opens in the opposite direction.
She gets mad privacy. Which comes back, because doesn't she use that?
She uses it, yeah. Later in the movie. But we're getting too ahead of ourselves now.
I'm sorry, I didn't know we had to go chronologically.
So, fast forward to the next day, they're at school, and...
It's a hoopla. Like, it's going crazy.
That's when we see the iconic Brothers. Gail.
No, but before we see the iconic Tatum.
Oh, yeah, Tatum.
Who is so amazing. I
wish
love
she
Tatum.
made it.
Me too. I wish she was a final girl in this movie, but they can't all be. So, unfortunately, she was not one of them. All the reporters are there, and Sydney's like, what's going on? What's going on? She's like, Tatum's like, you didn't hear? Yeah. There was some gruesome murder, and then you see, like, Billy, Stu, and Randy. They're all like, yeah, this person was, like, gutted. And
yeah, and they're, like, talking about it like it's no big deal. Meanwhile, Sydney, like, is, like,
traumatized.
She has trauma, whatever.
She's so traumatized over it. And they don't really care.
They don't care.
And then they're doing interviews in the school. Because they got to check to see where all these kids were. What were they doing? You know, asking them all the questions. They're asking the boys if they know how to hunt, if they've ever been hunting, because they were gutted. Mm-hmm. The children were gutted. It was not a pretty sight. And then they don't do the curfew yet, right? Like, there's another thing. Sydney gets,
they set the curfew, and then, so Sydney goes home. And, like,
no, they don't set the curfew yet. Yeah, they set the curfew right before the party.
Oh.
You're skipping ahead, girl.
Okay, so they go home for the day, like, school's over.
Yeah.
And Sydney is at home waiting for Tatum to pick her up, and she falls asleep on the couch. Also, can we just talk about how they have such big houses? And so many windows and doors. Why do you have 8 doors in your living room? Casey, that's probably why you freaking died. Like, do people not think about this stuff?
Though.
My whole life growing up, even as a kid, I was like, when I have a house, I need to have, like, 1 door for the whole house. It needs to be like made of steel.
No, I agree, but they did that purposely for the movie. Wes Craven specifically picked the spots because they were so, like, and it was creepy. That was like the whole thing is like if you have windows, you're screwed.
Windows used to scare me as a kid.
Yeah, because you don't know. You don't know what's happening.
Right? You don't know.
You don't know what's happening out there. I'll leave her right there. And so, yeah, because she's going to go hang out with Tatum later. They're going to, like, watch movies, you know, do the girls' night. And so Sydney's like, Tatum's like, I got to stop and get a movie. You know, we got to do it right. And Sydney's like, hurry up and get here.
Right, she's like, girl, hurry up. I'm literally
It's like
scared.
after 7 o'clock. I've already been napping for 6 hours. Like,
Right.
come here.
So Sydney's just laying on the couch. And then she gets a phone call.
Oh, the phone call. The iconic phone calls that happen in this movie.
What's your favorite scary movie?
What's your
And she
favorite
thinks it's their
scary
friend
movie?
Randy. Because Randy, like, he's like a big, like, movie guy. Like, he works
Yeah.
at the movie store. So she's like, yeah, Randy, like, whatever. She's like, I like what you're doing with your voice, Randy. It's sexy.
Which,
And then-
honestly, like, the killer's voice isn't that bad.
He goes,
Not-
what if
not
I
about
told you
it.
I'm not Randy?
Randy.
And she's like, what?
Oh my gosh,
gets
not
scared.
Randy.
She's like, no, I'm not like those stupid girls in the movies. Who
That
should be
run
who should be
upstairs.
running upstairs when they should be running
Yeah.
out the front door?
And then he's like, I'm outside your front door, and she goes outside.
He's
And she
not
goes, yeah,
there.
what am I doing? And she picks her nose, which is so iconic.
But she
What
leaves
am
the
I
door wide
doing?
open while she walks around to the corner
Literally,
of the patio. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
that was...
So then she goes back inside, and Ghostface jumps out of the closet.
So he was there, like, literally. How creepy is that?
And
that
what
he
did
was
she
there
do?
whole
The
time?
door's wide open behind her.
No, it was locked.
Oh, she ended up locking.
Yeah, with the chain. That's why she couldn't get the chain off. So she's like, oh shit, I guess I'll go upstairs.
But what does she do? She runs upstairs.
She runs upstairs like all those people in the scary movies
That she was just
said.
talking mad junk about.
Yeah, so she runs upstairs. I follow directions better. But yeah, so all of a sudden, after they do a kerfuffle, they're like scuffling and whatnot. Billy comes to the rescue.
To the rescue.
To the rescue, air quotes. And a phone drops out of his pocket, and she's like, wait a second, why do you have a cell phone? Which, I mean, it's the 90s, so that's a good question to ask. I don't think a lot of people had cell phones
Yeah.
in the 90s.
And he's like,
Early
Sid,
90s.
like, it's
It's
Sid.
me.
It's not
It's
a big
me.
deal. Like, I scared him off, Sid. Like,
Yeah, I scared him. Like, don't
Do you
worry,
think-
babe.
do you think it was one of them actually wanting to kill her, or do you think it was their plan to, like, try and scare her to make Billy seem like the good guy so she would
I
have
think
sex
they were
with
just
him?
trying to, like, scare her. I don't think they wanted to kill her then. You know, I think they were just trying to scare her at this point.
Maybe, but...
I know that they planned to kill her, but I think they were just trying to scare her at this moment in time. Because I think they wanted it to, like, last longer than that.
Maybe.
Because
Also,
she was their end game.
Yeah.
At least Billy's. Stu was just kind of like...
What? He didn't care. He didn't know
he
what
was
was
just
going on. He's like,
in
"Fine."
it for the ride, for the fun of it.
Yeah. But she tried to call 911, but the phone wasn't working, so she messaged them on her computer or something, so they were already on her way when Billy was there.
Which, I mean, that's pretty smart.
So she runs away from Billy and opens the front door, and here's Deputy Dewey holding up the
Frickin'
mask to
Dewey.
the front door.
So she gets the crap scared out of her because freaking Officer Dewdrop over there freaking is holding the mask up and has, like, his gun in his hand.
And then you're like, ah! Scare each
Yeah.
other. I know we have lots of kids that watch us.
Yeah. We're basically all kids. All family
We're a
kids.
family channel.
But yeah, so they arrest Billy on the basis that he has a cell phone. And he was
Right,
at the
which is
house.
crazy.
I know. And he's like, whoa, I didn't do it. Like, call my dad. Call my dad. And I'm like, okay, why don't you
You're
call a lawyer?
No.
That's not your dad.
Right?
But he says, no, call my daddy.
And this is still the point in time where they call them cellular phones instead of cell phones.
Yes. Oh my
We're
God.
getting Billy's cellular phone records.
Yeah, we're getting his cellular phone records
We
right
won't get
now.
them till the morning.
Yeah, also that's crazy. We're not
Because this
gonna
is the
get them till
90s. We don't have access to anything right away.
Nope.
Put them
Oh
in
my
a
God.
holding cell.
Which is crazy for, like, a child to be in a holding cell. Because, again,
Right, how
they're in
old is
high
he?
school. Under 18, I'm guessing. I bet they were, like, juniors or seniors. So maybe he was 18, but... So they're all at the police station, including Sydney. And Billy is literally just staring at her, like,
through the
hardcore.
window.
Like, at that point, I would have been like, oh, he's definitely the killer. With the way
Yeah,
he's staring,
That's crazy.
he's definitely the killer.
Sid, talk to me, Sid.
Talk to me.
You're you're a bad boyfriend, like, trying to pressure her anyway.
Exactly.
Like, you clearly don't have anything in common. Why are you even together? There's, like, no chemistry. It's,
because
like,
maybe I think
weird.
she was like freaking a little bit more sexy mexy before her mama died. And all this time her dad is away. And they can't get a hold of him because, like, right now they think he might be, you know...
He's a potential,
suspect. He's not... The hotel has no record of him being there at the hotel that he told Sydney he was going to be at. So there's some things going on that aren't adding up on his part as well.
Yep. Shady.
So there's a lot of things. And then she goes to Tatum's. And Tatum, who is Dewey's sister.
Mm-hmm.
So they're related. Dewey's taking her home with Tatum, and that's when we see...
They sneak out the back door to
Gail
try and invite all the
Weathers.
paparazzi up front, because there's so many reporters and everything out front.
Yes.
Since she's Maureen Prescott's daughter.
Yeah.
And it's almost the 1 year anniversary of Maureen being murdered. So everyone is, like, super, like, interested.
Yes. So everybody wants a story.
Bag.
But Gail, being her badass self, and who is an exceptional journalist... She's out back. She goes, Kenny, you tub of lard,
move your ass.
Move your ass.
I wrote down the quote
God,
because I think it's so funny.
It's so hilarious.
She goes, I know you're overweight, but when I say hurry, it means move your fat tub of lard ass now.
Love her.
She's always showing up everywhere with that damn cameraman.
R.I.P. to him. He almost made it. But he couldn't.
Gail comes up to Sydney, and Sydney's like, you know what? I've been through too much today. She just smacks her. She punches her in the face.
She just freaking goes for it,
She goes for it. And then...
said, nothing's gonna stop me.
And then Gail's like, oh, wow. But she doesn't even try to fight it because she knows she messed up.
Yeah, she's in shock, too.
They end up going to Tatum's house, which Dewey still lives with them. So they're all together. And the phone rings, and the mom answers it. It was like, oh, Sydney, it's for you.
Like, Jesus, like, she doesn't say, who is this? She was just terrorized. Right. Oh, who's calling this child now?
Oh, she goes,
who cares?
Goes, is it my dad? And the mom goes,
I don't know.
Shrugs. Like, seriously? Like, gosh. Have some freaking sympathy.
She's like, I don't know. I didn't know I had to take this girl's messages.
Right.
So Sydney goes and answers the phone, and it's the killer on the phone making the voice, and of course she's yelling and she's crying, and Dewey comes out
after the fact holding his gun, and he picks up the phone and is like, hello? And there's no one there. Like, Dewey, come on, guy.
Tatum is the whole time she's being like, she's just reliving Sydney punching Gail. She's like, boom, bitch goes to...
Yeah.
Every time.
She's living for it.
She's like, Sydney was such a queen to do that. It was amazing.
So...
and then they go back to school the next day like nothing freaking happened. Which
if I get chased by a serial killer,
I'm taking a week minimum off of school.
Come on. So they get back to school and all these people are wearing the ghost face mask. All these little ass wipes think they're funny.
And we meet the principal, who is iconic and yells at these kids. Yes. He's like, you little... I'm quoting the movie, so I'm going to swear, guys. Plug your ears if you don't want to hear it. You little fuckers are like ass wipes on society. He's like, you guys are expelled, you little shits. And like, literally, like almost hits them.
Takes the sharpest pair of scissors you've ever seen and cuts up the mask.
Biggest and sharpest. Like, these are shears. Like they use these on, like, animals. Just, like, so iconic for doing it. He's like, you know what, not in my school. Mm-hmm. Not in my school.
So Sydney's like already flustered from that. And then she runs into Billy in the hallway.
Yeah.
And
she runs into Gail first.
Oh yeah.
And she apologizes. She's like, sorry, I decked you in the face. And then they get into a thing about how Sydney might have mistaken the identity of the man they say killed her mother.
She's like, don't go there unless you want to get punched again.
Yeah.
So she's back. Yes. Inside the school, she runs into Billy in the hallway. And Billy tries to talk to her. And he's like, you gotta get over your mom dying. Yeah. My mom left my dad, and I got over it.
Not the same, Billy.
She was like, it's not the same. Like, how dare you even say that?
Your mom left. So my mom died.
She's still, like, sus of him because he's just still acting really weird.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is just weird. She really doesn't trust him.
This is a good time to say, go with your instincts, guys.
Yeah.
If you're feeling weird vibes, you don't have to hang out.
Right.
But Billy's trying to apologize. Sydney's like, not. She's like, okay, but like, not really.
She just doesn't trust him.
Yeah.
Which, rightfully so.
Yeah.
She should not trust him. He's so weird.
And then she goes to the bathroom and she hears some girls talking about her.
Talking about her mom.
Yeah.
And they think that Sydney faked being attacked last night. She's just a slut like her mother. Which, I don't know.
Which is kind of nuts.
What being a slut has to do with being attacked, but.
Yeah, right? What is her, like, if she sleeps with somebody, what does that have to do with her dying?
Someone trying to kill her.
Yeah, literally.
Anyway. So then they leave, so she comes out of the stall, and she thinks she hears someone saying her name. So she looks. There's no one in the stall. There's no feet.
No, there's nothing.
And then all of a sudden, you see a pair of black boots. Pay attention to the black boots.
Yeah. It's
Because
always
we're
going to
gonna
be those
see them.
black boots.
We see them step off the toilet. And then their little dress, Ghostface dress, falls
Their
down.
Ghostface dress. Their little dress.
Then their little dress. So she sees it, and she runs to the door, 'cause she's on the opposite side of the bathroom, and she slides under Ghostface through the door.
Which is iconic. Like, that slide.
And she runs away, and they never figure out who was in that bathroom. And then after school, they make an announcement that all classes are suspended until further notice because of the murders. So I was like, yeah.
And everybody's like, yeah, good for
Thanks,
Sydney.
Like,
Thanks.
as if it's a joke.
Yeah.
So then Stu was like, party at my place.
Yeah, party at my place, guys.
Yeah, you bring the food.
Yeah, making
Yeah,
Tatum
sure.
and Sydney go get the food.
Yeah, just for you to kill
Rude.
them.
Yeah, exactly. Go get the food before I kill your asses. And as of right now, like, Sydney's on lockdown. Like, Tatum's with her at all times, or Dewey is with him. Which, why would Dewey take them to a party?
Even if he's staying there, like, that's stupid. Like, they could still, like, totally die and get killed.
Well, I'm like, you're a police officer. Oh, but can we talk about one of the lines when Dewey, like, meets Gail and they're talking? And Gail was like, I'm really popular with boys 12 to 24. And she goes, you don't look a day over 12. Like, how is that flirting? She's trying to flirt with him. And
but he likes it, though.
It worked.
He likes it.
It worked. Anyways, they're getting stuff for the party.
And you can see someone in the Ghostface mask walking, like,
Ghostface is just everywhere.
in the reflection of the fridge while they're in the store.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Dewey talking to, like, the police chief or whatever, and he's outside smoking.
He's really licking that ice cream, too.
Yeah.
He's
oh my
going to
gosh.
town
I
on
want
that
that
ice cream.
And after he puts the cigarette out, shows him stepping on it with his black boots, trying to insinuate that maybe he's the killer.
He's the
because
one.
honestly, everyone is a freaking suspect in this movie
Everyone.
all the time.
And then they're at the, while they're there, Stu and Billy go visit Randy at the video store.
The
which
video
is
store.
Like Blockbuster or something like that. I don't know if it's actually Blockbuster because...
It's like that little town's version.
Where
of a
Randy
Blockbuster.
works. And Randy's like, why is Billy standing in the horror movie section? That's so obviously like the killer.
And then he turns around and Billy's behind him and grabs him by the collar of his shirt. And he's like,
and they start like finger popping his ear. And like doing weird
They're so weird.
They're
They're so disgusting.
I know.
And then at the freaking party, everyone gets there. Dewey's there. What is he supposed to be chaperoning?
Yeah,
he walks in and the high schoolers are all drinking beer, and he's with Gail. So he's like, "I'll be taking that. You look underage." Just kidding. Have a good time. Be safe.
Like, dang, Dewey, if you just did your freaking job, none of this would have happened.
Like, I love Dewey. I love his
him.
character. But what is the point of him? Like, what's the point of him being a cop? There's no reason for him to be a cop at this point because he doesn't do anything cop-like.
Exactly. He's there for like tension relief, I think, because he's got like the funny bits.
Yeah. But so he makes a scene, lets everyone know, hey, there's a cop here. Not that that's ever stopped anything from ever happening.
Yeah. Nobody stops anything. It's all still fine. And then Gail's there in the van with Kenny.
She sets up a secret camera in the living room.
Yep.
Like on top of the VHS player, pointing at him. But keep in mind, there's a 30-second delay.
Yeah, that's pretty important. That's pretty important.
So her and Kenny are
Poor
in the
Kenny.
van.
He just gets abused by her.
Just talk about wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
Poor Ken.
Poor Kenny. But, so she gets back to the vehicle, and then Dewey sees her.
You're so proper.
The vehicle. And then Dewey kind of goes up and says, hey, I gotta go check this out. You want to go for a walk with me? So they're off.
You get a call saying, oh, there's a suspicious vehicle pulled off to the side of the woods.
Let me go check that out. And
there's
leave
a
the kids
murderer
there.
on the loose. Yeah. Let's walk.
Let's just walk, okay?
I'll protect you. I have a gun.
He's got nothing to give. But
He
everything
looks
to
12.
lose. Yeah, he's 12. He can't help.
12-year-olds can't hold a gun.
And then we go back inside, and Tatum's got to get more beer.
So she's in the garage.
Poor Tatum.
Oh my
she
gosh.
doesn't deserve
I remember
this.
the first time I watched this, I was like, that's crazy.
I was terrified of garage doors. And then I got older, and I was like, that garage door could not hold my weight.
I wish.
I wish I
there
could
was
die
a
like
possibility
Tatum.
for me to get
I wish I
killed
could have
by a
died like
garage door.
Tatum. But alas, there is not. I was like, I'm safe.
No garage door big enough.
Nope. So
Garage.
she's out getting beers in the garage, and unfortunately, Ghostface comes out, and she thinks it's somebody else.
I think she thinks it's Randy.
Yeah, everyone thinks it's
Randy.
like Randy making jokes, and I'm like, my boy Randy wouldn't do that.
He wouldn't. He takes this episode serious.
Yeah, he definitely does. So Tatum thinks it's like funny. She's not really trying to fight. She's like, "Oh, scary killer guy, are you gonna kill me?" Blah blah blah. And then he takes out a knife, slices her arm, and she's like, "Oh crap, this is legit." Tatum starts throwing. Like honestly, she fights so hard, so I feel so bad that she dies.
does.
But she starts throwing beer bottles, and she's nailing him. She's like going hard. She's doing a good job. But then she can't get back in through the garage door.
Because it's locked.
It's freaking locked. All these goddamn locks. This is why you shouldn't lock your doors.
But
Guys,
you need to lock your doors, and you
Nah.
shouldn't just have glass.
Guys, don't lock your doors. This is what will happen if you lock your doors. Just don't
If you lock
do
your
it.
doors, you're going to get stuck in the garage with the killer, so leave everything unlocked
Yeah,
just
leave
in case.
everything open.
Or you're going to get stuck inside with the killer, and the door's going to be locked, and you're not going to be able to get out fast enough.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Don't lock your doors. Then so the door's locked, so then she runs to the garage door, the little doggy door, and she gets like a little bit of halfway in, which, fun fact, she did her own stunts for this.
Really?
Yeah, she didn't
Good
use
for
a stunt
her.
double.
Good
At least
for
that's
her.
what she says, you know. Good for her. And she said she was bruised up bad from it. Obviously, you're stuck in a garage door.
Did
You
they
think
raise
that-
it with her in it at all?
Yeah, she did her own stunts.
Oh.
Tatum is gone. She gets like her neck is like just snapped by.
I think her head gets crushed. Like,
Crushed.
it doesn't
Yeah,
break
yeah,
her
yeah.
neck.
Her head is crushed by the top of the garage door because the Ghostface opened the garage door when she was stuck in the little doggy door. So
Anyway.
So the rest of the people, I guess the garage is like scream proof because the rest of them are inside.
No one knows. Like,
I know. The rest of them are inside watching like scary movies. They're talking about Jamie Lee Curtis, and then Randy goes in about the rules of horror
How to
movies,
survive.
which means you can't have sex. You can't say "I'll be right back." You can't
Mhm.
show boobies or butts, because if you have sex or do any of that, you'll die. You will not be.
which I don't get.
surviving.
Like, why is that the rule?
I guess it's like you can only be a virgin to survive a horror movie. Those are just the horror movie rules. You know, Drew goes and gets some more beers and
Drew? What are you on?
now I'm talking about Drew. Stu, Drew, you know, they all sound the same. It's fine. They get it. They'll
You guys
get it.
get it.
You'll
You
get it. It's fine.
Do you hear that?
What did you put inside of it?
That's
not
piece
supposed
accidentally
to be
fell in,
there.
but like, I don't think it really mattered.
Unless you need that piece. And then somebody gets a call saying that the principal was gutted. So the principal keeps getting knocks outside of his door. Cut to the school. He's in the school. He keeps getting like knocks on his office door. He looks out. The janitor's out there. Do you know who the janitor is?
He's dressed up like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, but do you know who it is?
Uh-uh.
It's Wes Craven.
Oh.
I know, right?
Fun fact.
Fun fact. There's a fun fact for you guys.
Little Wessie.
Little Wes. Everybody leaves the party because the principal's been strung up on like the football goalpost, yeah. And that's when Billy comes, when everybody's leaving, and he's like, oh, Stu was like, oh, I thought you guys could enjoy some time together, you know, to talk.
Oh.
Randy stays and like watches more videos, and then Sydney goes up with Billy, Mr. Loomis,
Billy, that piece of garbage.
and they bang it out.
Ugh.
Which now we know
Nest.
she can't survive.
Nest.
She can't survive now because she fucked.
Nasty.
Oops. I didn't mean
Oops.
to say that.
She.
I did mean to
lost
say that.
her
Sorry.
virginity. Was she
Yes.
a virgin though? I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe.
They
no,
were
because I
acting
think
like she was. They were
Yeah.
acting like they've never had sex before, but also insinuating that they used to have so much sex. So I don't understand.
Or they used to like do at least something.
PG-13.
Yeah,
Whatever
she's
that
like, will you
means.
settle for PG-13? Just my
Yeah.
boobies.
He goes, what does that mean? And she flashes him.
Sexy.
Ooh, flashing in her moo-moo.
Yeah.
Get it? Get
So,
it, Sydney.
yeah, and then
you go, girl.
And then all of a sudden
he gets
yeah,
stabbed.
Fake stabbed.
And is like, Sydney, go. I love you.
I love you. Sorry.
And she's like, oh my gosh.
And
he's
Gail
dying for
and
me.
Dewey almost get hit by a car.
Yeah. All the high school kids.
Yeah, running amok. Gail and Dewey are trying to get back to the house while Sydney's running.
No, first they
right?
kiss.
Oh yeah,
they almost
kiss.
get hit by a car. There's a murder on the loose, and they say, you know what? Let's fucking kiss right now.
Let's kiss right now.
Let's kiss.
Dewey's like, I deserve this.
He's like, listen, you ever kissed a 12-year-old before?
You're gonna tonight.
You're gonna test it out tonight.
You're gonna
Gail.
love it.
Gail Weathers signing off.
This is Gail Weathers signing off. Gail Weathers is a predator.
Gail Weathers is a fucking pervert.
She is a perv. Love her for it though.
Good for her.
Good for her. Good for her.
Good for her. Younger man.
Younger me.
You go, girl. You
Get
go,
it.
girl. How old is her character supposed to be, though?
I'm assuming like either late 20s or early 30s, right?
Really? That young?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't tell. People also high schoolers used to also look like they're in their 30s.
Yeah, which first of all...
Like in real life, too. Like, I don't understand.
I don't know. So they're all trying to get back. Sydney's trying to run. And then Kenny dies.
Kenny dies because of the delay. He sees Ghostface in the house, but doesn't realize it's 30 seconds behind. So
because he thinks Randy's about to die. So he's like, oh crap, because he sees Ghostface behind Randy.
But
and
Randy
then he
hears
remembers.
Sydney running.
Then he remembers it's a 30-second delay. And then he's like, oh crap. And then bing, bang, boom, Randy. Randy survives. And then, unfortunately, Kenny bites the dust.
Ken. So Gail and Dewey finally get back to the house. And he's like, call 911. Brother, you are 911.
Literally.
Do it.
Just do it.
Just fucking do
Freaking
your
Dewey,
fucking
just
job,
do it.
Dewey.
And then he gets, like, stabbed, right?
He's
in the
stabbed
back.
in the back.
Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, you should have done your job.
This happens.
Sorry, Dewey. I do love Dewey, but, like, Jesus.
Like, how does a guy with the knife win
I know.
against the guy with a gun? The officer, the trained officer.
The ossifer.
The trained ossifer. Ossifer. Help.
Sydney sees Randy and Stu at the front door, and they're like, he did it, no, he did it, no, he did it, and she's like, fuck you
Give me
both.
the gun, Sydney. Give me the gun.
Yeah, give her the gun. And she goes, fuck you both.
Yeah.
And
As she should.
which is such a slay. She's like, screw that, I'm done. And she closes the door.
Gail gets in her van though, and she's like, why is there blood on the windshield?
Yeah, like, and she puts the windshield wiper on because she thought it was like fog at first, I think.
She was like being.
And then she was like, oh god, oh
she
god.
was like, oh god, it's blood, it's blood. And then Kenny's big body starts sliding down the freaking windshield. Rest in peace, Kenny.
She's like, fuck you, Kenny.
So she starts driving down the road, right, to try to find the police, and she finds stupid bitch ass Sydney running in the freaking street. So she crashes the freaking van. No way out now.
Nope.
Idiot.
I don't feel bad, but god damn it.
Son of a bitch. She makes it hard to have sympathy.
She's making fun of all of these scary movies, but she's doing
she's doing everything wrong.
Thing.
Literally everything wrong. That they tell her not to do, she's doing it. She's doing it. I'm confused right now.
How do they get back in the house?
Because they crashed the van, so
they run back to the house, right?
Yeah, instead of just keep running towards the direction that they wanted to drive in, they decided to
Yeah, I would just book it somewhere else, but not them. Billy comes down the stairs and he's like, corn syrup, haha, gotcha.
He said, you dumbass.
He said, you
believe
dumb.
me.
You thought wrong.
You thought I loved you?
I don't give a crap about you. And so they're kind of explaining, Stu and Billy are explaining their whole thing. And then while they're like literally like holding Sydney in the kitchen, they're stabbing each other.
Yeah.
Because they want to look like they escaped, you know,
her dad.
Yeah,
they bring her dad out of the freaking closet.
You know, Billy gets a little stab happy with Stu. I would say, one would say, gets a little stab happy. You cut me too deep, man. I'm freaking bleeding out.
I'm dying here, man. That's so funny. And then they're on the phone. Who are they on the phone with? Who do they end up
with
calling?
Sydney.
Sydney, because she
calls. Yeah, she took it because they were stabbing each other, freaking finger popping each other's assholes. And so
then
like,
Stu's on the phone originally, and then Billy picks up the phone, and like he gets mad, so he throws the phone back at Stu, and Stu's like, "Oh, you hit me with the fucking phone, dick!" After him stabbing, the stabbing is fine, but throwing the phone, that's too far.
And he's
that
like,
part is so,
"Are you gonna tell my parents? My mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me," which is so hilarious.
Yeah, they're gonna be mad at you.
Funny.
There's
She's
blood
like,
all
yeah,
over
I
their
called
house. There's
the
dead
police.
bodies. You let your friends fuck in our bed.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Let them just bang in our bed. In our bed?
Probably unprotected.
You know it was unprotected.
She lost. You let your friend unprotectedly lose her virginity in my bed.
And then you tried to kill her? God dang.
And your girlfriend is hanging from my garage right now? You have some explaining to do,
You got
mister.
some explaining to do.
You have some explaining to do, sir.
So, Sydney's kind of toying with them because of all this stuff, and she's trying to get her dad out. And she knocks the TV over on Stu, right?
On Stu, yeah.
Stu, and that's how he goes. And then they end up shooting Billy, and Billy's like,
she finds that she's hiding in the closet and stabs him through the chest with an umbrella.
Yeah. They gave Stu really didn't have a reason. He was just going along with Billy, I think, because he had like nothing better to do. Peer pressure. And
lame. How do you accidentally just fall for peer pressure to kill people?
I know. And then Billy's like, "I hate you because your mother fucked my dad, and that's why my mom left." So I don't know why he's taking it out at Sydney. Sydney didn't do it.
Right. You already killed the mom. Just
and he confesses to killing her mom.
Yeah.
So it wasn't Cotton Weary who she said it was, and he's been in jail.
Poor freaking Cotton.
Literally about to be gassed, dead.
Deader than dead. Deader than a doornail.
Deader than a doornail.
Gotta be deader than a doornail.
And so that's how we find out that it was. Oh, that doesn't add up.
We need to redo the end.
Why? Because you keep
keep going back and forth.
I think it's fine. We said we weren't gonna do it like in order, just whatever comes to our head, which I like.
I also
Can we finish what we're talking about, and then you can tell me what you're saying.
What?
Let's finish the movie before you start freaking. Because I still got tidbits at the end.
Oh, yeah.
So, Drew. I keep saying Drew because I think it's between, like, I don't know. So, Stu's dead. The TV gets pushed on him. And then Billy keeps kind of, like, coming back to freaking life, and they keep shooting him.
Yeah.
And then finally, Sydney is like, you know what, screw this. He pops up again, and she just shoots him between the eyes.
Yep.
Like, done, dead.
So you're done.
And then we see Randy's comes back to life, basically, and so does Dewey.
Yeah.
Everybody comes, like, back to life. The good people slay, you know. Dewey got stabbed in the back, so that was, like, risky. Thought maybe
scary.
He might be paralyzed, but he wasn't. He slayed.
He's good. He's gooch.
And so everybody is like, oh, we survived. Blah, blah, blah.
Good for you. You survived.
Good for you.
But now
you
what?
survived.
You gotta deal with the fucking trauma.
Yeah, you gotta deal with all that trauma.
All that trauma.
All that trauma. Shit.
All that trauma.
All that trauma. And Sydney goes to Gail. You think we can get Cotton out of jail now? She's like, what can we do to get that guy out of jail? Because he's innocent.
She goes, Sydney, fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you and your mother. Everything's happily ever after because Sydney and her daddy are back.
Sydney and Dad.
Sydney and Daddy. The dad didn't die either, slay. Gail gets her freaking story because, you know, that's what she was after this whole time.
Yep, she doesn't give a damn about anyone.
She don't care. She said, I'm getting that scoop. She goes, I'll do this for Kenny.
In memory of Kenny.
In memory of Kenny. Poor Ken.
Poor Kens.
Poor baby boy.
So everything works out fine. Yay.
Woohoo! Woo! I would never hang out with those people again. I'd be like, there's too much trauma.
Too much trauma.
Too much trauma. Not doing it. This one goes here. Well, I think I got almost one wing done. Want this chicken wing?
You. But I just love these movies so much.
All right, are you ready for your little questions and tidbits?
Yes.
Okay.
I love this movie so much. I feel like
I do
get these
too.
right. I might get these right this time.
Yeah,
also,
you might.
hang on, guys. Look.
Pineapple. Upside down cake. My bird isn't done, but I got a wing here too.
Guys, look. Look.
Look. Just look.
Look.
Looky look.
My little fruit collection. Look.
Oh, it's the fruit collection. I'm Italian.
racist.
I'm Italian, so it can't be as you said.
Look. Look. The little fruit. The fruit. Okay.
Is this right? Yeah.
Time for tidbits.
Shit. I feel like I built this backwards somehow. That can't be right. Yes. No. Oh, wait, here? Oh, please go right here. Oh, no. I did something wrong.
We can fix it off camera.
But I don't know what it is.
I can help you off camera.
Oh, wait. I know what it is. I got it. I didn't do it wrong. Okay, so first titty bit.
Tidbits.
Well, this one is a question. Who was Drew Barrymore originally casted to play?
Sydney?
Yeah, and why did she say no?
I don't know.
Because she thought it would be more shocking if she would die early in the movie.
It was.
Which it was. Like, she
Yes.
was, like, a legend for doing that. She was like, cut my time. Okay. What was the original title for the movie Scream? I feel like you, like, it's... I don't know how to give you a hint without giving it away, so I'm not going to. It was Scary Movie. That was literally, like, the title of it. Okay.
I like Scream. That's a better title.
Yeah. How long did the movie stay in, like, the theaters?
A year?
That's unheard of. That's never happened.
6 months?
Yeah. It's that's
How
like
long do movies
iconic.
usually stay in theaters
I don't
for?
think that long. Because they said that was, like, record-breaking. Like, it was doing well for 6 months. Not just a little bit. And then, okay, next. Oh, here's a little fun fact. They thought the movie was going to flop because during, like, the preview screeners, people, like, weren't interacting with it. They were being really quiet. But it was really because they were so invested in it. Why don't you put your pieces in there while we finish?
You want to make this centered?
So they thought it was going to be a flop because they weren't listening to the exit interviews that people were giving. Because they loved it so much that they were, like, quiet during it.
That's so good. Such a good movie.
Okay. That was the last one. Because the other one was who was dressed up as Freddy Krueger in the school as a janitor.
You already told me.
I already told you. Because that happened organically.
Why was he dressed up as Freddy Krueger? Just for fun?
Yeah, he likes to do cameos in his movies. R.I.P. Wes Craven.
Did he direct Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
He's done, like, all the iconic stuff. Which he almost didn't direct Scream.
Wow.
Which I think Scream would have been a completely different movie if he didn't.
Extra piece jar, 100 milliliters of extra pieces.
Soleil.
Wide
100
mouth.
milliliters.
Wide mouth, just like my co-host here.
Oh! Burn! I don't care.
I don't know who Mason is, but I love your jars.
I don't know who Mason is, but your jars are rocking.
Thank you for watching another episode of Brick by Haunted Brick.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more content throughout the week.
We'll see you next Thursday where we will be discussing Scream 2.
Woohoo!